The envelope sliced through the morning quiet like a knife, its cream paper catching the sunlight filtering through Alex's apartment blinds in New York City. His fingers, steady from years of bartending under pressure, fumbled the seal, and out tumbled the embossed card, gold lettering screaming celebration amid his solitary coffee ritual. But as his eyes locked on the names, the world tilted. Emily Carter and Jordan Hale request the honor of your presence, it read, and Alex's heart slammed against his ribs, because Jordan wasn't just any name. He was the man sleeping in the next room, the one who'd whispered, "I love you," just last night. Alex's breath hitched, the card crumpling slightly in his grip as he backed against the kitchen counter. Jordan, his Jordan, the brilliant architect with the crooked smile and calloused hands from sketching late into the night, was getting married? To Emily? The pieces didn't fit. Emily was Jordan's cousin, for God's sake. The one who'd crashed their secret weekend getaway in the Hamptons last summer with her bubbly laugh and zero clue about the truth between them. Alex's mind raced back to that beach bonfire, Jordan's arm slung casually over his shoulder like they were just bros, while Emily teased about finding him a nice girl. Had it all been a lie? The stolen kisses in shadowed alleys, the promises of coming out together once Jordan's conservative family in Ohio eased up? Or worse, had Jordan been playing both sides, straight for the world and gay only in the dark? He didn't hear the bedroom door creak open. Jordan padded in barefoot, hair tousled, wearing nothing but Alex's faded Mets tee that hung loose on his broader frame. "Babe, you okay? You look like you saw a ghost." His voice was sleep-rough, affectionate, but Alex thrust the invitation forward like evidence in a trial, words choking out in a whisper. "Explain this. Now." Jordan's face drained of color as he snatched the card, eyes scanning, then widening in horror. "This isn't." "Alex, wait. It's not what?" But before he could finish, the buzzer screamed from downstairs, shattering the tension like glass. It was Emily, in town unannounced, her voice crackling through the intercom. "Cousin Jordan, open up. I've got news that'll blow your mind." Jordan froze, the invitation fluttering to the floor between them. Alex's pulse thundered in his ears, betrayal twisting like a vine around his chest. 2 years of hiding, of loving in whispers and half-truths, and now this? He grabbed his jacket, storming toward the door. "Don't follow me. I need air." The stairwell echoed with his footsteps, each one pounding the questions he couldn't voice. Was their love just a phase for Jordan? A rebellion against the picket fence life his parents demanded? By the time he hit the street, the autumn chill biting through his thin shirt, tears stung his eyes. New York swallowed him whole, horns blaring, pedestrians shoving past. But inside, Alex was unraveling, the man he'd built his fragile world around slipping away before he could even fight for it. Hours blurred into a haze of aimless wandering through Greenwich Village, where rainbow flags fluttered like mocking reminders of what could have been. Alex ducked into a corner cafe, the kind with mismatched chairs and baristas who didn't pry, nursing a black coffee that tasted like ash. His phone buzzed relentlessly. Texts from Jordan, please laced with confusion. "It's a mistake, please call me." And voicemails from Emily, bubbly as ever. "Hey, stranger. Jordan said you're swamped, but I need to steal him for wedding stuff. Call me." Wedding stuff. The words clawed at him. He scrolled through old photos instead. Jordan laughing at that pride parade last June, arm linked with his under the cover of a crowd. The two of them curled on the couch during a blackout, sharing secrets by candlelight. Had it all been performance? Alex's fingers hovered over the block button, but he couldn't. Not yet. Love didn't die that easy, even when it felt like it was bleeding out. Back in the apartment, Jordan paced like a caged animal, replaying the morning in his head. The invitation. Damn it, it was supposed to be a surprise, a family ploy to drag him home for the holidays. But Emily must have jumped the gun, addressing it wrong or something. No, wait, that wasn't right. He snatched his laptop, pulling up the family group chat. There it was, Aunt Linda's message from last night. Emily's so excited. "Jordan, you'll be her rock as always." But the attachment. Oh God, it wasn't Emily's wedding. It was a fake-out, a decoy invitation his mother had circulated to test the waters, to see if he'd bring "that roommate of yours, Alex," as a +1. Jordan's stomach churned. His family knew, or suspected. The conservative clan from Dayton, with their church suppers and sideways glances at his bachelor life in the city. They'd been dropping hints for months, pushing Emily's perfect match narrative, but this was sabotage, pure and simple. He collapsed onto the bed, burying his face in Alex's pillow, inhaling the faint scent of his cologne, sandalwood, and city grit. Jordan wasn't straight. He never had been. Bi, maybe, but labels felt like chains when all he wanted was Alex. They'd met 2 years ago at a mutual friends gallery opening in Soho, Alex behind the bar slinging Manhattans with that quiet intensity, Jordan sketching blueprints on a napkin until their eyes met across the room. Sparks, instant and terrifying. But Jordan's baggage, divorced parents who blamed his wild phase for the split, a brother who disowned his own partner years back, kept him in the closet. Alex understood, or so he'd said, but understanding had limits, and Jordan had just shoved them to the breaking point. The door flew open at dusk, Alex silhouetted against the hallway light, eyes red-rimmed, but jaw set. Talk. All of it. Jordan surged forward, words tumbling out. The family pressure, the fake invite as a trap to force a confrontation, Emily's oblivious role as the beard in their scheme. I'm not marrying her, Alex. Christ, she's family, like a sister. This was Mom's way of, I don't know, flushing out the truth. About us. Alex sank onto the couch, exhaustion etching lines around his mouth. And what is the truth, Jordan? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you're still half in their world. The accusation hung heavy, laced with the pain of too many hidden dinners, coded texts, the ache of wanting to hold hands in public without fear. They talked through the night, voices raw, peeling back layers like old wallpaper. Alex confessed his own fears, growing up in a Queens household where his coming out at 17 had shattered Thanksgivings, his father's silence louder than any shout. I thought we were building something real, not just surviving. Jordan nodded, tears tracking down his cheeks. We are. But I froze when it came to them. No more. By dawn, tentative peace settled, arms wrapped around each other on the fire escape, watching the city wake. But the invitation lingered like a ghost, and Jordan knew. To keep Alex, he'd have to face the monsters back home. Little did he know, Emily's arrival that afternoon would ignite the real firestorm, dragging secrets into the light with explosive force. Emily burst through the door at 2, arms laden with garment bags and a bottle of Prosecco, her auburn curls bouncing like she owned the chaos. Surprise. I flew in early, wedding prep waits for no man. She air-kissed Jordan, then turned to Alex with a grin that faltered at his guarded expression. Whoa, rough night. You two look like you wrestled a bear. Jordan forced a laugh, steering her to the kitchen. About that invite. It's a mix-up. But Emily waved him off, popping the cork with flair. Mix-up? Aunt Linda said it's all set. You as best man, Alex as your +1. It's perfect. Emily Carter and her mystery groom, whoever he is, deserve a hail family turnout. Alex's coffee mug paused midair. Mystery groom? Emily nodded enthusiastically, oblivious to the undercurrent. Yeah, I haven't told anyone yet. It's a surprise reveal at the rehearsal dinner. But Jordan, you know him, old college buddy, total catch. Jordan's face paled. Alex's eyes narrowed, the morning's fragile truce cracking anew. Was this the twist? Not Jordan marrying Emily, but someone else entirely. And what if that someone tied back to their hidden world? Emily chattered on about venues in Central Park, floral arches, and that electric tension when vows hit. But Alex tuned out, his mind spinning conspiracy theories. Had Jordan confided in her? Or was Emily the unwitting pawn in a larger game? As the afternoon wore on, Emily commandeered the living room for vision boarding. Pinterest prints scattered like confetti. Jordan shot Alex apologetic glances, mouthing later, but the damage festered. Alex slipped out for a run along the Hudson, pounding pavement until his lungs burned, each step a rebellion against the knot in his gut. Back home, he found Jordan alone, Emily off to scout cakes. She's clueless, Jordan insisted, pulling him close. The groom's this guy from her firm, straight as an arrow, nothing to do with us. But doubt lingered in Alex's voice. Then why the secrecy? And why drag us into it? Jordan sighed, tracing Alex's jaw. Because family. They think if I'm involved, it'll nudge me towards settling down. With a woman. The word landed like a slap. Alex pulled away, pacing. So we're props in your coming out charade? Jordan reached for him, but Alex dodged. No, God, no. You're my everything. This wedding's just the excuse I need to tell them. Show up with you, on my arm, proud. Alex searched his face, wanting to believe, but the scars of past hurts. Exes who'd bailed when family called, whispered caution. Prove it, then. Call your mom. Now. Jordan hesitated, phone in hand, the dial tone stretching like a noose. When his mother answered, her voice warm, Ohio, honey, he choked out the words, Mom, about the wedding. I'm bringing someone special. Alex, my boyfriend. Silence, then a sharp intake. Jordan Michael Hale, what did you just say? The call devolved into tears and accusations. Jordan's mother invoking Bible verses, and what would your father think, before hanging up with a slammed receiver echo. Jordan hurled the phone across the room, crumpling against the wall. Alex knelt beside him, hand on his back, the fight draining from both. That was brave, he murmured. Jordan looked up, eyes shattered glass. Brave or stupid? They're cutting me off. Tickets, nothing. Emily's furious too. She overheard on speaker. Indeed, Emily stormed back minutes later, cheeks flushed. Boyfriend? Jordan, you could have warned me. Now the whole clan's in meltdown mode. But beneath her bluster, something softened. Curiosity, maybe even support. Alex, huh? Well, spill. How long? Over takeout that night, walls crumbled. Emily grilled them gently. First kisses, worst dates, the sweet terror of falling for your straight-laced cousin's roommate. Laughter bubbled up, tentative, healing the day's wounds. But as she left for her hotel, hugging them both fiercely, she dropped the bomb. The groom? It's Theo. You remember Theo Langford from that queer-lit class in college, Jordan? The one who came out louder than a fireworks show. Jordan's jaw dropped. Alex's eyes widened. Theo, the activist who'd mentored Jordan through his first tentative steps out of the closet, the one who'd vanished after graduation to find himself in San Francisco. Emily grinned. Surprise. He's bi, and we're eloping for real this time. No family drama for us. The revelation hit like a plot twist in a novel Alex couldn't put down. Not a threat, but a mirror, another couple defying odds, choosing love over legacy. Jordan pulled Alex aside in the hallway, voice husky. See? The world's shifting. Our turn. They kissed then, slow and sure, the city's hum fading to their shared heartbeat. But dawn brought emails. Jordan's brother, disowning him via text, his father's curt, disappointed, aunt's unfriending on socials. The wedding loomed in 2 weeks, now a battleground. Emily begged them to come anyway. Screw the haters. Let's make it our statement. Alex nodded, steeling himself. For Jordan, he'd face the storm. Little did they know, the real tempest brewed not in Ohio, but in a forgotten letter from Theo, revealing a secret that could either unite the fractured family or shatter it beyond repair. The flight to Dayton felt like descending into a pressure cooker, the Midwest plains stretching below like a judgmental quilt. Alex gripped Jordan's hand under a shared blanket, their fingers interlaced in defiant normalcy, while Emily chattered nervously about seating charts across the aisle. Theo, her fiancé, sat beside her, tall, tattooed, with a beard that screamed unapologetic queer and eyes that twinkled with mischief. So, you're the infamous Alex, he said, leaning over. Jordan's been singing your praises since college. About time he manned up. Jordan flushed, but Alex liked him instantly, the kind of ally who'd punch up, not down. They landed to a chill wind and a pickup truck driven by Jordan's uncle, a burly man with a mustache and eyes that skimmed Alex like he was a smudge on the windshield. No words of welcome, just a grunt and directions to the family farm outside town, where the rehearsal dinner would unfold under harvest moon. The Hale homestead loomed like a Norman Rockwell painting gone sour, white clapboard, wraparound porch, but shadows of tension clung to the eaves. Jordan's mother, Clara, met them at the door, apron dusted with flour, smile brittle as china. Boys, Emily, come in, before the pie burns. No hug for Jordan, no glance at Alex. Inside, the air thick with pot roast and unspoken verdicts. Aunts whispered behind quilted hands. Cousins shot sidelong looks. Dinner was a minefield. Seated at the long oak table, Alex endured the interrogations veiled as small talk. City life treat you well? Alex? No, wife waiting back home. From Aunt Gertie, her fork stabbing mashed potatoes like an accusation. Jordan squeezed his knee under the table, a silent anchor, but the strain etched his face. Theo, ever the firebrand, diverted with tales of his nonprofit in the Castro, helping queer youth navigate family fallout. Love's not a negotiation, he said, clinking glasses with Emily. It's a revolution. Clara's lips thinned, but she passed the rolls without comment. Then came the toasts. Jordan's father, Harlan, rising with a cough, glass in hand. To family. May it bend, but never break. His eyes bored into Jordan's, the words of velvet glove over a fist. Afterward, in the guest room attic, dusty rafters and a lumpy twin bed that forced them close, Jordan broke. I can't breathe here, Alex. It's like high school all over again. Alex pulled him in, lips brushing his temple. Then let's rewrite the script. Tomorrow, at the rehearsal, we own it. But sleep evaded them, ghosts of old wounds pacing the floorboards. Alex dreamed of his own father's funeral, the empty chair where acceptance should have sat. Jordan tossed with memories of his brother's wedding, where he'd stood as best man, toasting a union that mocked his own hidden heart. Morning brought forced cheer. The church in town, steepled and stern, where Emily and Theo would exchange vows. Rehearsal flowed awkwardly, priest droning lines about holy matrimony, groomsmen shuffling in ill-fitting suits. Jordan stood tall beside Theo, but when the officiant prompted, "Who gives this woman?" Clara's voice cracked on, "Her family does," eyes flicking away from her son. Alex, relegated to the back pew as guest, felt the exclusion like a brand. Then, as they practiced the recessional, Emily pulled Jordan aside, thrusting a sealed envelope into his hand. "From Theo? Read it later. It's important." Jordan nodded, pocketing it, but curiosity gnawed. The real unraveling hit at the luncheon back at the farm. Harlan cornered Jordan by the barn, voice low thunder. "This phase, it's hurting your mother. End it before the wedding, or don't come tomorrow." Jordan's fists clenched, dirt under his nails from childhood chores. "It's not a phase, Dad. It's me." Harlan's face hardened. "Then you're no son of mine." The words echoed as Jordan stormed off, finding Alex by the creek, skipping stones with a fury. "He disowned me. Just like that." Alex wrapped him in a hug, fierce and unyielding. "Then we're starting our own family. Right here, right now." But the envelope burned a hole in Jordan's pocket. That evening, as fireflies danced in the yard and the clan gathered for barbecue, he slipped away to the old oak tree, childhood fort of secrets. Tearing it open, Theo's scrawled note spilled out. "Jordan, remember that summer after college? When I came out to the family and they locked the doors. You saved me, crashing on your couch, teaching me to fight back. Now it's your turn. But there's more. Your mom wrote me last month, confessing she knew about us since the Hamptons. She's scared, not hateful. Talk to her. And Alex? He's gold. Don't let fear steal him. Yours, T." Jordan's knees buckled, the paper trembling. Clara knew? All this time. He found her in the kitchen, washing dishes with mechanical precision, suds hiding tears. "Mom." She stiffened but didn't turn. "What do you want, Jordan?" The words poured out. Hurt, love, the terror of losing her too. "I can't choose. Alex is my home." Clara set the plate down, finally facing him, eyes mirrors of his own. "I knew. Saw you two by the water. It broke my heart. Not because it's wrong, but because I raised you to hide." Sobs racked her, and Jordan held her, the first embrace in years. "Then help me not hide." Whispers turned to plans. Tomorrow, at the wedding, she'd stand with them, a quiet ally in the pews. The wedding day dawned crisp, Ohio sky a vast blue canvas, smeared with contrails like hesitant strokes. Alex woke to Jordan's arm heavy across his waist, breath warm against his neck, a stolen moment of peace before the fray. Downstairs, Emily buzzed like a hummingbird in white lace, Theo adjusting his bow tie with a wink. "Ready for the show?" he asked Alex, clapping his shoulder. Alex managed a nod, stomach churning. The church filled with hails and Carters, murmurs rising like steam, glances at Jordan and Alex, now seated front row, hands clasped openly. Clara slipped in beside them, her presence a shield, fingers brushing Jordan's in silent vow. Vows exchanged under stained glass. Emily's voice steady as she promised Theo through tempests and triumphs, her eyes shining on the man who'd chosen her without compromise. Theo's turn brought levity. You dragged me out of my shell and into your chaos, and I'd follow you anywhere, even back to this cornfield. Laughter rippled, easing the room's edge. Then the recessional, petals scattering like confetti apologies. Outside, under the bell tower, congratulations flowed, but undercurrents swirled. Harlan lingered at the reception hall, a converted barn strung with lights. Beer in hand, gaze fixed on his son dancing with Alex to a slow country tune. The band played on, twangy guitars underscoring small rebellions. Cousins asking Alex about New York adventures, aunts complimenting Jordan's glow. But tension crested when Harlan approached, face carved from oak. A word, son. Jordan tensed, but Clara intercepted, voice firm. Not without me, Harlan. They retreated to a side room, Alex hovering outside, hard in throat. Muffled voices rose. Accusations of confusion. Pleas for normalcy. Then Clara's sharp rebuttal. Normal? Hiding your boy from your own blood? That's the sin here. Silence. Then Harlan's rumble. I lost one son to this already. Can't lose another. The door cracked open, Jordan emerging, eyes wet but standing tall. He needs time. But he's trying. Relief washed over Alex, but the night held one more curve. As cake sliced and speeches droned, Theo pulled Jordan aside, Emily in tow. About that note, there's a postscript. He handed over a faded photo. Young Jordan and Theo at a campus rally, arms around a third figure. Mark, Jordan's college ex, the one who'd ghosted after family pressure crushed him. Mark's back, Theo said softly. In town for the wedding. Heard about you too. Wants to make amends. Jordan's blood ran cold. Mark, the first love, the heartbreak that taught him walls were safer than hearts. Alex, catching the exchange, felt ice form. Who? Jordan explained later, in the hayloft shadows, the revelation a ghost unchained. Mark arrived uninvited, slipping into the barn like smoke, his once boyish face now lined with regret. Jordan, Alex, I saw the photos online. Proud of you. But his eyes lingered too long on Jordan, stirring embers Alex thought extinguished. Over punch bowls, Mark regaled with tales of therapy and sobriety, fixing what I broke, but undertones hinted at more, unresolved what-ifs. Emily, sensing the vibe, pulled Alex for a twirl. He's harmless. Water under the bridge. Yet doubt seated. Was Mark's timing coincidence, or a ploy to rekindle? As fireworks cracked overhead, wedding grand finale, Alex watched Jordan and Mark laugh over old jokes, a pang twisting sharp. Back in the attic that night, confessions spilled. Jordan admitted the pull of nostalgia. Mark was my first safe space, but swore it paled to them. Alex, voice small, bared his terror. I can't compete with history. They made love in whispers, tender, reaffirming. But morning brought Mark's note under the door. Coffee? For old times. No strings. Jordan crumpled it, but Alex saw the hesitation flicker. The drive back to the airport crackled with unsaid fears. Emily and Theo waving goodbye with toasts to new beginnings. On the plane, Jordan's head on Alex's shoulder, he murmured, "We're solid. Promise." But Alex stared out at clouds, wondering if promises held when past came knocking. New York welcomed them with rain-slick streets and the grind of routine, but the wedding's aftershocks lingered like humidity. Alex threw himself into shifts at the bar, slinging drinks to tourists who envied his city glow, while Jordan buried in deadlines, blueprints sprawling across their table like escape maps. Nights, they clung closer, but silences grew, Jordan checking his phone more, Alex snapping at small things. Then, a week post-return, Mark texted Jordan, in NYC for work. Dinner? As friends. Jordan showed Alex, seeking permission. Tell him no. Alex said, sharper than intended. Or are you not sure? The argument erupted over takeout lo mein, cartons scattering like accusations. It's closure. Jordan yelled. You think I want him back? After everything. Alex hurled back. Then why entertain it? We're barely past your family's shit. Words escalated. Jordan accusing Alex of insecurity born from his own scars. Alex firing that Jordan's bravery only extended so far. Doors slammed. Alex crashed at a coworker's, the couch lumpy mirror to his heart. Days blurred, ignored calls, work emails stiff with politeness. Emily checked in, mediator mode. Talk it out, or lose it. Theo and I almost did over less. Jordan, alone in their apartment, paced ghosts of what-ifs. Mark's overtures weren't romance, but balm for old guilts. Yet inviting them risked the now. He drafted a reply. Can't. Building something real. Sent. Relief, then ache. He showed up at Alex's bar that Friday, nursing a soda at the end of the shift, eyes pleading under neon glow. I told him off. For us. Alex wiped the counter, exhaustion warring with want. Why should I believe you? Jordan slid a small box across. Not ring, but keys to a new place, upstate, with a porch for no more hiding. Because I'm all in. Marry me? Not today, but someday. When you're ready. Tears pricked. Alex rounded the bar, pulling him into a kiss that tasted of salt and second chances. Someday, he whispered. But as they walked home arm in arm, a figure detached from shadows. Mark, watching, face unreadable. Had he seen? The question hung, but for once, Alex let it go. Love wasn't flawless. It was choosing, daily, through storms. Months rolled into a tentative spring, New York blooming in defiant greens against concrete. Alex and Jordan settled into rhythm. Weekends sketching house plans for that upstate dream, pride flags in windows unhidden. Jordan's family thawed unevenly. Clara's weekly calls laced with recipes and tell Alex hi. Harlan's gruff cards on birthdays. Emily and Theo honeymooned in Provincetown, sending selfies from drag brunches, their union a beacon. But Mark's shadow lingered, a low hum of unease. He'd friend Alex on socials, no hard feelings, posting artsy shots from his gallery job, likes on their couple pics feeling like surveillance. Tension crested at a mutual friend's birthday bash in Brooklyn, loft pulsing with bass and bodies. Mark was there, corner schmoozing, but his path veered to them, champagne flute extended. Toasts to happiness, he said, eyes on Jordan. Small talk flowed. Art scenes, old campus haunts. But Alex caught the undercurrent, Mark's hand brushing Jordan's arm a beat too long. Dance. Mark asked Jordan, casual as sin. Jordan glanced at Alex, who nodded stiffly. On the floor, lights strobing, Alex nursed a beer, watching silhouettes merge and part. Jealousy coiled, hot and irrational. He slipped out for air, rooftop overlooking the skyline. Jordan found him minutes later, breathless. What the hell? You bailed. Alex whirled. You two looked cozy. History repeating? Jordan's face twisted. It's nothing. Polite chat. But doubt fueled fire. Polite? Or temptation? Jordan grabbed his shoulders. Stop. Mark's a chapter. You're the book. They argued under stars, voices carrying to the party below, until Jordan pulled out his phone, dialing speaker. Mark? It's over, whatever this is. I'm with Alex. Done. Click. Silence. Then Alex's laugh, broken but real. Show off. Back inside, hands linked, they claimed the dance floor, Mark fading to irrelevance. Yet closure evaded. A week later, a package arrived, anonymous, addressed to Jordan, old letters from Mark, bundled with a note. Burn these, or keep for truth. Your call. Jordan read one aloud to Alex, voice steady. Pleas from years ago, Mark begging him to run away together, away from family chains. He was broken too, Jordan said. But we both grew. They torched them in the sink, flames licking regrets, ash swirling down the drain like absolution. That night, tangled in sheets, Alex traced Jordan's scars, literal from a boyhood fall, figurative from love's lost. We're unbreakable now. Summer sweltered, bringing Clara for a visit. Awkward at first, her Midwestern politeness clashing with bodega bagels, but thawing over Central Park picnics. She grilled Alex on his dreams, more than bartending, Han? And he confessed aspirations, writing, perhaps a novel on hidden loves. Like ours, she said softly, squeezing his hand. Harlan joined via video, progress in pixels. Proud of you, son. Both of you. Tears flowed, bridges mending plank by plank. But drama brewed anew when Emily called, frantic. Theo's ex is in town, stirring shit. Wedding crashers, round 2. They flew to San Francisco for support, landing in fog-shrouded hills where Theo paced his office, ex's emails demanding one last talk. Echoes of their own trials. Over burritos in the mission, they coached. Boundaries, therapy, no regrets. Theo exhaled. You two get it. Thanks. Watching Emily and Theo renew informal vows at Baker Beach. Waves crashing, gulls wheeling. Alex felt the circle complete, pains transmuted to power. Fall leaves turned, and with them, Jordan's proposal. Impromptu on that upstate porch, ring simple silver. Some days today, he said, kneeling in corduroy. Alex yes-ed through laughs, calling Clara first. We're family now. Her whoop echoed across states. But as winter loomed, a final twist. Mark's gallery show invite, featuring portraits, inspirations from lost loves. Jordan's face among them, ethereal and exposed. Confrontation or grace. They chose the latter, attending incognito, toasting from afar. Mark nodded across the room, a silent truce. Winter blanketed the city in hush, snow muffling the world's roar as Alex and Jordan planned their quiet ceremony. City Hall, then a reception at the bar where they'd met, toasts from friends who'd guarded their secret. Invites went out. Emily and Theo headlining, Clara and Harlan RSVPing yes, a fragile olive branch. Mark declined politely. Your night. His note a footnote closed. But rehearsals unearthed nerves. Jordan fidgeting with vows. Alex second-guessing the suit. What if it's too soon? Alex whispered one eve, skyline glittering beyond frost-laced windows. Jordan cupped his face. It's never too soon for us. The day arrived steel gray, flurries dancing like confetti. City Hall buzzed with couples in every shade of love. Their turn a blur of I do's and rings exchanged. Alex's hand shaking as Jordan slid silver onto his finger, eyes locked in promise. Forever starts now. Outside, Clara enveloped them, Harlan clapping Jordan's back with gruff, welcome, son-in-law, the word a milestone. Emily hooped, Theo snapping candids. Frame this, queer joy eternal. The bar reception thrummed, string lights, craft beers, a playlist of anthems from their story. True colors fading to Dancing Queen. Speeches flowed. Emily's teary, you taught me love's a verb. Theo's roast on hail stubbornness. Clara rose last, voice steady. I was blind, but now I see. Bless you both. Harlan nodded beside her, silent support speaking volumes. As cake cut, vanilla with rainbow sprinkles, Alex pulled Jordan to the alley, the spot of their first kiss. We made it. Jordan grinned. And we're just starting. Yet no arc-ins tidy. Months post-vows, a letter from Harlan. Not rejection, but invitation, to the farm, for a family reset. They drove, hearts pounding, fields gold under sun. Dinner unfolded tentative, questions about plans, laughs over pie. Harlan pulled Jordan aside after, voice rough. I was wrong. Scared of losing you like your brother. But seeing you happy, that's the win. Embrace followed, paternal and profound. Alex watched from the porch, tears freezing on lashes, the prodigal welcome complete. Years wove forward. Alex's novel published, Tales of Shadowed Loves Finding Light. Jordan's firm designing queer community centers, structures as bold as their bond. Emily birthed a niece, Rainbow named Riley, godparents to them. Clara hosted Thanksgivings, Harlan carving turkey with pride. Mark, a distant artist, collaborations occasional, friendships forged in fire. One anniversary, atop the Empire State, wind whipping, city at feet. Alex turned to Jordan. That invitation? Best mistake ever. Jordan laughed, pulling him close. Twist of fate. Groom was always you. In the glow of a million lights, they kissed, unhidden, unbreakable, a testament that love, through gales of doubt and dawns of truth, endures. Epilogue whispers in quiet moments, a decade on, gray threading temples, hands still fitting like puzzle ends. Their upstate home, porch wide, garden wild, hosts barbecues where Ohio kin mingle with village friends, stories overlapping like quilts. Alex's second book tours Midwest schools, sparking out kids. Jordan mentors apprentices, blueprints of inclusion. Emily's brood calls them Uncle A&J. Theo's nonprofit expands, echoes of their fight. Challenges came. Health scares, job losses, the world's ceaseless churn, but each weathered together, stronger for scars. That first envelope. Framed on the mantel, inscription, the hook that reeled us home. In Twilight Rambles, Alex teases, think we'd have made it without the drama? Jordan smirks. Nah. Keeps it Gacy-eyed. Laughter fades to stars. Love's plot eternal. Twists resolved, but ever unfolding.